What's good, everybody? It's Mike Reed, and welcome to My Life Ministries, where leadership, influence, faith, and evolvement are the principles that we look to live by every single day of our life. And by us living those principles, it helps us to help youth to become motivated young leaders that implement faith every day in their lives as well. Today, I'm going to be coming from Isaiah 40, and I'm going to be reading out of the NLT version, and I'm going to read verses 3 through 5. And it says, "Listen. It's the voice of someone shouting, 'Clear the way through the wilderness for the Lord. Make a straight highway through the wasteland for our God. Fill the valleys and level the mountains and hills. Straighten the curves and smooth out the rough places. Then the glory of the Lord will be revealed, and all people will see it together. The Lord has spoken.'" And when I was reading that, I can't, for a while now, all I hear in my spirit and I keep feeling is things like overflow and and finally and the wait is over and it's time and I keep hearing huge and big and your time has finally come, and I keep hearing all of these things that are just been ringing in my spirit. And the more that I hear that, I also keep hearing preparation. And I keep hearing preparation and be prepared and are you prepared? And when I hear that, I begin to sit back and think about this scripture that I just read, as far as, have we prepared the land? Have we prepared the road for God to be able to come and walk on with us? Have we honestly prepared that? There's a difference when we say, "God, I'm walking on the path with you." And God is like, I'm walking with you and I'm here with you. And the path that we are walking on, we're walking on it together. And that is a difference between God saying, "You know what, but I need you to begin to flatten the mountains. I need you to begin to remove the rough edges. I need you to begin to fix the land. I need you to begin to make it presentable for me to come and be with you on the land that we are walking on," because God is walking with us. He's walking with us in this, but at the same time, he's expecting us to go through and to begin to clear out and make it presentable for him to be able to be a part of what is going on in our life, and what the blessing is that is getting ready to approach our life and what's getting ready to happen in our life. And sometimes we sit here and we hope for all of these things. We hope for the greatness, and we hope for, these beautiful moments, to happen in our life, because we continue to hear God. But we have to begin to ask ourselves, are we really prepared for what God is getting ready to do? Have we did our best to make it comfortable? Have we did our best, to make things look right in our life? Have we did our best to remove the things from our life that don't need to be there? Have we did our best to prepare ourselves for what God is doing? Have we did our best to prepare ourselves spiritually? Have we did our best to prepare ourselves mentally? Have we did our best to prepare ourselves physically? Because we need to have a prepared mindset, a prepared spirit, in order for God to be able to come and be a part of it. And although God is the one that has given us these things, and God has opened up these doors for us, it's our job, it is our duty to make sure that we are prepared for him. We have to be prepared for God, because see, God, he never leaves us. God never forsakes us. God is always present, but we can leave him. We can leave him for sure. We cannot be prepared for what God is bringing us to. We cannot be prepared for the blessing that God has for us. And if we are not prepared for what God has for us, why in the world would we be able to accept, or why would God open up the door and bless us with what we've been waiting for? We cannot just sit back and say, "Lord, because you are God and you are a God and you cannot lie," that we think that it's always just a guarantee because God is a man of his word. That's not how it works. We cannot get one over on God thinking that, because, God, you said that you're going to do this. So, if you don't, then that means that you are a liar. So we walk in this mindset of thinking that we don't have to do our part in order to receive what God has for us, when that is a 100% lie. We have to make sure that we prepare in the wilderness that God is placing us in. We have to make sure that we prepare the way for God to be able to come and be a part of it. So in our wilderness, in our mishaps, in everything that we're going through in our life, although that there's many out there that are hearing the same things that I'm hearing, whether it's, that God is getting ready to bless you. That God is getting ready to open up doors. That God is beginning to show you signs and show you things. But at the same time, just don't focus on the blessing of it. Focus on the preparation, because you have to be prepared in order to receive what God has for you. Because if you are not prepared, the blessing that God has for you is not going to last. It's not going to work. It's not going to reach the potential that God has for you, because you are the one that is receiving the blessing, and you are the one that has to take care of the blessing. God will guide you through what he promised you. He will give you instructions and give you direction with what he has promised you. But have you prepared yourself as a man of God? Have you prepared yourself as a woman of God? Have you prepared the way for God to be able to say, you know what, now this looks like something that I can walk on. This looks like something that I can dwell in. This looks like something that I can be a part of, because you have prepared the way in the wilderness. Everything is not always up to God. God will speak to you and allow you to understand that there are some things on your part that you have to do in order to usher in what God has for you. And that is all about your preparation within yourself. That is all about preparing a way for God to come and connect with you in that way. Because see, this is a partnership with God. We are in partnership with God, and there's nothing that we can do by ourselves. So no matter how many promises that God has given you, you have to make sure that you prepare the place that God is getting ready to bless you with and bless you in. And that preparation comes with preparing yourself. You have to prepare the land. You have to prepare the walkway. You have to prepare the place that God is getting ready to walk on. Because if you don't prepare, if you don't remove everything that does not need to be there, if you don't go and knock these things down and remove these things out of the path and remove the rocks and the dirt and the debris and all of those things that don't need to be there. If you do not remove that, God is sitting back and he's looking at you to the point to where he's like, I cannot walk there. I cannot walk there, because I need that place to be spotless. I need that place right there. I need that place to be enough for me to be able to come in there and to be able to hold my glory. I need that place to be able to be presentable enough to be able to magnify you, to be able to elevate you, to be able to give you the things that you need and give you the things that I've promised you. But if you do not prepare that place, then there's no room for me to be able to come there, to be able to lay out everything that you have, or lay out everything that I have for you. So in order to be able to reap the benefit of what God has for you, you have to remember that it's not only the blessing, it's not only the promise, it's not only the things that you want or the desires of your heart. That's not the main focus. It's the preparation that you have to focus on. Because when you prepare yourself and you prepare the land for God, you prepare the road for God, by removing everything, then you make that land a place that is comfortable for God to be able to walk on and walk with you. So you have to remember, always get to the point to where you understand that preparation is key. And if you were not prepared for what God is doing in your life, then your expectation of what you believe that God promised you, your expectation for what you are expecting of God, it's not going to come in the form or the way that you want it to come, because God is never going to give us something that we are not ready for. So we can never have one up on God thinking because God is a man, that God is a God that he cannot lie. Don't get that in your head thinking that God just has to bless you, because that's not the truth. He controls it all. He's waiting for you to be prepared. And you have to prepare yourself by keeping the word of God in you, removing everything that does not need to be in your life, because this is the season of that. So whatever you do, do not miss your opportunity. Do not miss your time. Do not miss your season because you fail to prepare a place for God to dwell in. So I just wanted to get on here and just encourage somebody, clear out the walkway so that God can have a beautiful and a comfortable place to come and dwell in and walk with you. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.